Good morning, class. Today's session we want to look at angles in parallel lines. Okay, so the objectives for today to calculate angles in parallel lines. What are parallel lines? If I have any two lines, like you can see here, that do not meet, they are called parallel lines. If these two lines are cut through with a line, like you can see this line here, the line that cuts through two parallel lines or intersects two parallel lines is called what we call a transversal. Okay, so when this line goes through two parallel lines, so many angles are formed. As you can see, there's an angle here, there's an angle here, there's an angle here, so many angles are formed. So let's look at three. If I have an angle here, I'll shade it, and the same angle appearing here. These two angles are equal because they are corresponding angles. These two angles are equal because they are corresponding angles. In most cases, these angles form what we call the F shape. You can see if I do this and I do this, you can see there is an F shape. Similarly, this angle here at the top and this angle here at the top, they are also equal angles and they are called corresponding angles. They also form an F shape. Look, if I come like this and I go this side, then also this one, you can see it's forming an F shape. I can also form an F shape, but from the back side. This angle here, you see this angle and this angle, they are equal because they are corresponding and they also form an F shape. I'll give them stars. Look, if I come from here like this, then I go that side, you see this F from the back side, it is also F shaped. What about the one down here? You see this down here and this one down here? They are also equal and they are called corresponding because they also form an F shape. From down here, I will come like this, then like this. You see this F here? It clearly shows you that these are corresponding angles. 4. Two angles are said to be alternate angles. Two angles are said to be alternate angles if they form a Z shaped. So if we have two parallel lines and this transversal cuts through, the angles that form a Z shape will be called alternate angles. Look at this angle here. If I move like this, then like this, then like this, you see these corners here? These are the ones we call the alternate angles. It can be from the back side. For example, if I'm coming from this side, like this, like this, like this. So the one here and the one here will be alternate angles. Okay, let's try this one. What about allied angles? Allied angles are two angles on the same line and they add up to 180. So these two angles are called allied or co-interior angles because normally they form what we call a C shape, you can see. Or sometimes if it is twisted like this, they form a U shape. Okay? Then vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles, if you have one angle here and on the other side you have another angle, these two angles are called vertically opposite angles. Similarly here and here, These two angles are called vertically opposite angles. You can now wonder, what about this one and this one? Similarly, these two angles are vertically opposite. This and this are vertically opposite. Let's try an example. Work out the size of each angle in the diagram below. I have two parallel lines, then I have a transversal. This angle and this angle, what is the size of B? The size of value of B will be, I'll use a marker, B will equal to, remember what we said about corresponding angles? This angle down here will be the same angle down here. So B will be equal to 125 degrees because this angle here is 125. So they are called, the B is 125 because of corresponding angles. Okay, what about B? If I have C, this angle here is C, and another angle here 160 degrees. Okay, what angle will C be? Remember what we said, if you think the angle will form a Z shape, look at this. If I move like this, like this, like this, it's forming a Z shape here. So it means C would equal to 160 because they are alternate angles. Okay, finally here, what is the value of H? I have H here, I have 146 degrees. So these two, what comes to your mind? Remember we said these two are allied angles because they are forming what we call a U or a C shape. Remember, if it is like this, it will look like a C shape. If it is like this, it will look like a U shape. So allied angles add up to 180 degrees. So if I have H plus 146 degrees, this one, I should get 180 degrees. I'll use a marker. So using our basic knowledge of algebra, I will transfer this one this side. So I'll subtract H being equal to 180 degrees minus 146 degrees. H will be equal to 34 degrees. So this one, if you add these two angles, you should get 180. Thank you very much.